Alright, we're in round one. This is a questionable hand since we only have one creature. It's a 5-drop. We have the War Flare, which doesn't really do anything yet, but I still think I want to keep this. The only reason I want to keep it is our opponent's going first. Thankfully, a commenter just mentioned, because someone mentioned people have been mentioning all the time why I should know, how I should know who goes first, but I don't think it gets more straightforward than turn one Gary right here. So yeah, I want to keep this because we're on the draw, which I think is better with this hand, and well, potentially depending on how aggressive our opponent is. But we have plenty of 3-drops. We have all 3 colors. It just seems good. Like we're at least going to get a 5-drop Sage at worst, which could bring us back, especially with this War Flare. So I'm going to keep it. Uh-oh, red. That spells aggressive to me. Well, I would say Manus Rider is probably the best draw we could possibly get there. Probably the best draw we could get. What do we got? Mardu Scout, dashed. All right. Get some good damage in there, admittedly. But I think Manus Rider can potentially keep some pace with that. Ooh, Wind Scout's a good draw too. All right. So we're going to go Mantis Rider into Wind Scout into Sage. I like it. All right, Mardu Scout's doing his job, but we're going to start bashing back here soon. And he's not actually committing anything to the board, so as much as it is annoying to take 3 damage in these little ping bursts like this, we're actually going to have stuff on the board, whereas he is just committing mana to not have stuff on the board. So I think this is still going to work out better for us, but admittedly, we're taking some damage. But Manus Rider's doing his job. We're not going to block the Dasher if he does the thing again. Next turn, we're just going to Swiftwater Cliffs Wind Scout, I believe. I mean, he's got to deal with the Manus Rider, which he easily can, but we'll see if he does. Sure. Admittedly, Mardu Scout's done his job. He's done 9 points of damage to us, but as mentioned, our opponent hasn't committed anything to the board, and we have a lot committed to the board, so, or we're going to after this turn. So I really don't mind. If he just wants to do that for the rest of the game, I think we're going to win. He's going to have to actually commit something if he wants to catch up to our board here. Especially with this Sage into War Flare. I mean, Sage next turn into War Flare literally spells win the game. We are like close to lethal right now with War Flare next turn. It brings this up to 5. So we're doing 10 next turn with War Flare. Look, now he's committed Throttle, so he has nothing committed to the board. We're already basically caught up. Master of Pearls is a great draw. It's much better than a land. So we'll get in with our Wind Scout. We're going to drop our Sage and pass. With War Flare next turn, it's going to be some pretty insane damage. He could have another removal spell, but we're still in good shape if that's all he's got. Yeah, this is nothing. He just wants to use removal. We're still bashing in. No problems. So we just get in, drop the Master of Pearls, and pass. So next turn we can we unmorph plus War Flare? Not quite at that point yet. That's a lot of mana, actually. That's like 9 mana. Yep. Valley Dasher, you got it. This guy seems trouble. Comment on your turn can pay 3 if you do gain control of target creature and opponent controls power less than his power until in turn top that creature and it gains haste. Alright, well, it's pretty good, but certainly not the end-all be-all here. Ooh. Well, he can gain our manifest guy, though. That does spell trouble. He doesn't have the mana to do it just yet, but he could get a red source off the top. I don't want him to do that. Let me think about this. Well, I can't unmorph plus do light form. I don't want him to get a red off the top, because if he gets red, he gets to steal our dude, which definitely could spell trouble, especially if he has a buff spell. I can actually play this safe, believe it or not. I think I'm just playing this safe. I'm going to swing with both. Because I can't kill him anyway, right? I can do 8 to him. But I don't have enough to do Unmorph plus Warflare. So I think I'm just going to leave up the Warflare option. Oh, wait. He can't because it's only at the beginning of... No, it's at the beginning of combat. I see. So he could theoretically draw a red... All right, then we're definitely going to play it safe. So we're getting in with both of these. Then we're going to pass. See if he's got the red mana. Does not. All right, well, kind of wished I'd... Three cards in hand. I definitely want to do a Warflare blowout here, to be honest, but... So I think we're going to do... I mean, I can crack back for lethal next turn, but not if he has any creature. I just want to make sure my light form comes in. This is tough, because I could crack back for lethal if he has nothing, but I do kind of want to get this mythic off the board. So I'd rather keep my flyer. Let's block the Dragon Claw. I know it's not the wisest move, but I just want to get rid of this guy. I don't like the idea of him stealing my light form. And if he has combat tricks or removal, we'll let him play it, but... Alright, he's got a delve spell of some sort. Oh, become immense? Alright, well, we would have taken lethal damage, so absolutely glad I blocked. Alright, I guess I gotta play light form and pass. I actually can't afford to take lethal damage here, as much as I would like to swing in. Sky Captain? And I can unmorph it, huh? I can't afford to attack here, though. Because if he gets a mana, we're just dead. But we're not dead if he... If I leave that back, I'm not dead. Unless he has double removal here, I guess. He didn't get the mana he needed, so I guess that's good news. Can't steal our guy. Well, I gotta take the scout, so I hope he doesn't... I'm basically just hoping his last card's not a buff spell. But we do have lifelink at the very worst, so... see what he does. Great. Oh, last card is another creature. Yeah, it's going to be tough. So I need something here, else we're going to die to that Mardu scout, unfortunately. Alright, just drew too many lands. It's alright, these things happen. You have to accept them when they do. I'm not happy about it, but like I said, these things do happen. Sometimes you just draw a bunch of lands. We kept a land-heavy hand, so it kind of makes sense. We had a good shot. I basically, if I'd played the light form a turn earlier, I think we would have had him. But what can you do? Drew too many lands. So, not thrilled about it. I do think we have a better deck than our opponent, just based on the cards I saw. But Magic, man, it's 60% skill, 40% luck, in my opinion. You got to draw well to win. I said it right? 60% skill, 40% luck. I do think that's correct. Well, didn't attack with everything, so I guess that's step one on recovering, but that's assuming our opponent didn't draw anything here, which he did, it looks like, unfortunately. All right, well, I don't think we can recover now. Flying Crane technique. Not exactly the draw I was hoping for at this stage in the game. I was much more hoping for it when we actually had a means to kill my opponent, but that's okay. These things happen. I accept it. We'll move to game 2. I do feel like we have a good matchup. Our opponent has a good deck too. I don't want to say my opponent's deck is crap. I mean, he's got this Dragon Claw card, which is insane, but we just drew too many lands, and then we lost. So let's go to game 2, draw better, and I think we're going to do just fine. Could do the Cunning Strike, I guess, but I actually feel like we're geared fine against this guy. Just got to draw better. It's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. Could do collateral damage as a means to get around what? Get around Yasova, Dragon Claw. Just sack the creature he tries to steal, and then kill it. Yeah, I guess, I mean, that's alright. Could do the Hordling Outburst. That's pretty good defense against that Mardu Raider guy. But we only have 8 red sources, which the double red could be a factor there as a problem. Deflecting Palm seems insane against that Become Immense. Alright, let's just try it again. I think we definitely could have won that if we'd just drawn a couple more spells, so let's try again. Let's see, we've got all our colors. Only have 2 mana, but I still think I'm going to keep this. Well, it's tough. Multiple 5-drops. I am going to have to rip some lands. If I don't rip lands, I'm in some trouble, but I get a couple turns to do it. We'll keep it. We have all 3 colors. That's a big one for me. Like I said, we do need to rip lands, but it just does not seem like a good idea to mulligan mulligan this hand. All right. If we draw land now, we're in good shape. Hopefully we don't miss, but we'll see if we do. Ooh, Trail of Mystery. All right. I feel like we saw 0 morph out of our opponent. Is that right? All right. That's an unfortunate draw. These things happen. Sometimes you miss even when you're running 18 lands. So accepting it. I'm owning it. We're running 18 lands. There was a good shot that we drew a land in the next 2 turns. We still have 16 out of 32, which means we have a greater than 50% chance each turn of drawing a land at this point. I repeat, greater than 50% chance of drawing a land each turn from now on. And that percentage is only going to increase turn to turn. Unfortunately, did not work out this time, so I think we'll just discard the War Flare. We can get that back eventually with Warden if we need it. We're going to fall rapidly behind if we don't draw a land this next turn, but I'll accept it. Like I said, Magic is 60% skill, 40% luck, so always accept when unlucky plays happen. And like I said, our chance, I have no idea why he dashed that. That doesn't make sense to me, really. He must have another follow-up play? No, he should have just hard cast it. I don't see the advantage of dashing there. So land would be nice. Nope, still not a land. At least it's a playable. So just getting really unlucky. These things happen. Always accept the unlucky things when they happen. Can't do anything about them. Like I said, greater than 50% chance. That coin toss is only getting more and more in our favor as the turns progress. Any point we got a third land, we could just start playing spells. So it's just unfortunate circumstances, but I am at the will of the game to. I'm at the will of luck and fortune in the game to draw lands. So I accept that fully. I guess we just chump block because this thing's going to only get buffed. It forces him to unmorph, basically. I know it seems terrible, but I can't really afford to take a bajillion damage here at all, and I'm not cracking back. So, I can't really afford to take 7 damage. At least it eats up his turn. Maybe gives me an opportunity to draw land. I really hope we can. There we go. So now we can play Bloodfire Expert, and we can at least block his Bondkin for the next turn, which is good. He just really doesn't like casting it. Just kind of annoying. Oh, okay. This time it actually makes sense that he didn't cast it. Oh, he's just dashing? Alright, well, we get to trade with the Bondkin and take 6 damage, which is okay. Which means he still could have dashed and hardcast the Scout. I'm not sure why he's not. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I accept it. Alright, let's see here. If he's just dashing, we're in good shape. I'm pretty annoyed because I think our deck's better than our opponents, but we definitely are just not getting the most fortunate draws here. So I guess since we're trading, I'll play the Bloodfire Expert. I could play the Manus Rider and attack, but I think the Manus Rider is going to be better for us later. So for now, I'll just take the Bloodfire Expert. See if he just double dashes again. I'll block the 3/3 dash. All right. Well, I'm going to have to deal with that guy. Not sure how yet, but hopefully I can figure that out. Well, Does Light Rider Light Form do anything? No, I can't really afford to take 6. That doesn't seem good. Can't really afford to take 8 either. I think our best shot is Light Form and take the shot from Dragon Style Twins. Hope he doesn't have Become Immense. Hope he doesn't have any buff spells. Hope he doesn't have anything to activate Prowess. Hope tons of things. Otherwise, I would have to play Manus Rider and Chump, which isn't going to do anything for me. So I think we just Light Form. The good news is if I draw a land next turn, if I survive. Here's the good news. If I survive, which is a big if, I can draw a land, play Elite Scale Guard, buff this, bolster that guy, get in with some lifelink, and possibly get back into this game. But it's a big if. Oh my god, I could get back in so hard with that Lurkers. That was like the best light form thing I could have flipped. All right, well, unfortunately, I think that's going to mean game because I can't really think of a good means to get back into this now. Actually, we're just dead because he can dash now. So, unfortunate outcome. I'm pretty disappointed. I wish our deck could have drawn lands earlier, but these things happen. I've accepted it. We're going to at least get to play rounds 2 and 3. Opponent doesn't even want to kill me, I guess. He'd rather do it as slowly as possible, I guess. Can't he dash for like 4 mana or 3 mana or something? Just doesn't want to kill me. Wants to... Oh, okay, Become Immense. He just wanted to do it in more flourishing fashion. That's understandable. I understand it. That's cool. So we take bajillions of damage and lose. I'm disappointed with the outcome of this match, but we're going to go to rounds 2, and I'm going to draw better, and we're going to do better. I know it. All right, we'll see you then. Oh, sad, bad news. Unfortunately, doesn't this always what happens? You draft the best deck in the new format, and you get a second round bye. So I don't even get to play second round. I'm very, very extremely disappointed about that, as I'm sure you guys are too. But hopefully we'll see you in round 3, and I'll get to play a third match. I would be super disappointed if we don't get that at least with this deck.